Hey everyone, this week we are talking about the symptoms of workplace burnout and how to beat it. Welcome along to FBP Live. I'm Chantal Brodrick and you have tuned in to 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration, where every single week I share bite-sized business tips in under 5 minutes. So the rules are this. Hey JT, good morning. Here are the rules. I promise to keep the broadcast in under 5 minutes, as long as you guys promise to give me a love heart if you hear any tips along the way that resonate with you. Hey Patrick, yes, I can talk. I have a voice again. It's not quite there, but it's way, way better. Good morning, Emma. Thank you so much for tuning in. So guys, we're talking about workplace burnout and how to beat it. Now, most of you know this, but when I'm not broadcasting, when I'm not doing the show, I actually teach group fitness. And the other week at the end of a group fitness class that I was teaching, I noticed that one of my regular members, she was up the back of the room. She's normally smiley and really enthusiastic and really, talkative. She was really quiet. So I went up and had a chat to her. And she basically started telling me that she was just completely exhausted by her work. Hey Stacey, good morning. I hope you're feeling a bit better this morning. And so this member was saying to me that basically she was an emergency care nurse and her job was to look after people after they were recovering from really bad car accidents. So it's a full-on role. And she was explaining to me that basically in the last couple of weeks, she had been working between 60 and 80-hour weeks with very little support from her organisation. They were understaffed, and basically she felt this immense pressure that she needed to be there for these people because they were going through such a hard time, but she herself was just completely exhausted, completely run down and completely burnt out. And she had come to the gym to do the class because that was her one time, her one opportunity that she had to just have a little bit of time for herself. And as I was talking to her, it made me think about when we ourselves have been affected by workplace burnout, or when maybe one of our team members, one of our personal training clients has also been affected. So that is the subject of today's 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration, guys. So you can start your clocks because we're going to get started right now. So this week's topic was actually originally inspired by Monique Valcour, and Monique was a guest on show 90 of the Fitness Business podcast. She came on to talk about the symptoms of workplace burnout and how to beat it. Now, Monique describes burnout as a particular type of job stress. She says it's a syndrome of 3 different types of components that are characterized by a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion, combined with doubts about your competence and the value of your work. Give me a thumbs up if anyone has felt that way. I know that I have felt that way before about my work in the past, so I'm sure it's some of those symptoms that we can all resonate with. So basically, Monique explains that if you do start to recognize those symptoms, whether it's in yourself, maybe in one of your team members or in your clients, then the first thing you've got to do is either speak to a coach or to a counselor, because someone like that can actually help you understand how you can reframe things and what type of support is actually available to you. The second thing she said is to take care and make sure that you're actually feeling well, not only in your physical well-being, but also feeling well mentally. And a big way that you can actually do that is through interpersonal relationships. So in a time that you actually need it, not to shut off and keep to yourself, but to actually reach out to the people that are around you and that can support you during those times. The third thing she said is it's important to reorient yourself a little bit away from the activities that you do in your work that you're not enjoying, that are not fulfilling, that are draining you. So reframing and re-looking at your actual workplace and seeing what you can do to change some of the workload that you're actually doing. The fourth thing, which I think is the biggest thing, and one of the major culprits of enhancing the feeling of burnout for you and the feeling of exhaustion, is our smartphones. And Monique explains that while connective technology can be liberating, and it can be, it sometimes feels as though we're connected, we're continuously available to be answering to our clients, to our colleagues, to our bosses, whatever the case may be. So it ends up feeling as though even if we're not in the workplace, that we are actually on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Does anyone feel like that? I think that's a pretty common feeling in this day and age. So there's a couple of things that we can do as a solution for having that feeling of just being on call and being on our smartphones all the time. The first thing is to actually schedule specific time for yourself, to renew for yourself. Personally, I find that time is meditation, and it's a really good way to actually, even if it's 10 minutes a day, to just switch off entirely, or even scheduling time with someone that is uninterrupted. So just spending time with your loved one, or with a friend, just to get away from the phone and make sure that that you're not got any of your notifications or anything on. Now, personally, there's a couple of meditation apps that I've used. I think I've shared them with you guys before. One is Calm, and the other one that I've started using lately is called Focus at Will. And Focus at Will is not actually a meditation app, but it has some amazing sounds and amazing music on there that I find is really relaxing as well. Now, if you guys have experience with any meditation apps that you find are really effective, then do me a favor and just pop them in the comments below and share them with the other people watching. Doesn't matter if you're watching live or if you're watching as a replay later on, just pop those in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you use for meditation. Now, the other thing you can do is there are actually, which kind of sounds counterintuitive, but there are apps that can help record or help you track how much time you're actually spending on your phone. Those apps are things like Time Used, Time Lock, and Forest. They're just a couple of examples. So if you actually have recognized that you feel as though you're on call all the time, that you're always on your phone, that you're always using your apps, then you can actually track the amount of time that you're spending, and it will make you a lot more aware of it, and hopefully then you can use that information to schedule in some of those time out, those meditations that we talked about. So again, if you guys have used any specific apps to actually track the amount of time that, what have you got, Patrick? Yeah, Headspace. You know, Headspace, when I always talk about meditation, just side note guys, anytime I talk about meditation, Headspace is like the #1 app that people tell me. And I love the fact, and Oak, nice, I haven't heard of that one. I love the fact that there are breathing options in a number of those meditation apps. For me, the breathing meditation is the most effective. So if you guys have got meditation apps, let me know in the comments below, because I want to share them. I don't keep them to yourself, share them with the other people that are watching the broadcast. And same, if you've got any time tracking apps or apps that you use to keep track of your mobile phone use, then put those in the comments below as well. So let's wrap up. So you've got a little bit of homework today, and that is, I want you to just do a quick self-analysis of how you're feeling right now. I'm next to a construction site. That was unplanned. How you guys are feeling right now within your own workplace, and then take the time to have a look around you. So have a look at your colleagues, your managers if you have managers, have a look at your staff if you have staff, and then have a look at your clients as well and see if you recognize any of the symptoms of burnout that we talked about today. If you do, don't just ignore it, don't just let it go. Actually take the time to talk to that person or to address it with yourself. Use some of the strategies that we talked about today, because the fact of the matter is, you might be thinking, well, this is kind of weird that we're talking about burnout and this is a business show. But the thing is, if you are suffering from burnout in any of those positions I just talked about, then it will end up affecting you from a business perspective as well. So it is something that is worthwhile addressing, and is something worthwhile spending some time on. So guys, that's your homework. Just quick self-analysis. Have a look at the workplace around you. If you recognize symptoms of burnout for yourself or for others, then address those. Watch the show back for some tips. And if you want to hear the full interview with Monique Valcour, which is all about symptoms of burnout, we go into a lot more detail, then what I want you to do is just put the number 90 in the comments below, and I will send you a link to that show. So guys, that's it. That's everything. If you think that there's anyone that can benefit from the tips that I shared today in 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration, then please make sure that you just, my battery's running out, please make sure that you just type or tag them in the comments below, guys. I want to thank you so much for tuning in with me today. The voice is back, it's getting back. I'm going to start recording today again, which is really exciting. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next week for 5 minutes of Fitbizpiration.